I think no doubt everyone knows that AI and generative AI is taken all over the world. So you were just talking about banking industry. So whether it's banking, whether it's fashion, every company needs to become technology organization. And Microsoft just played this game so well. They democratize generative AI for all kinds of verticals, all kinds of organization and companies. And they also make sure for client perspective, it's very easy to sign in so that you don't need to worry a host of technology stack. It's very simple to use. So it almost reminds me back in the old days, right? Nobody by IBM get fired. And today, nobody by Microsoft will get fired.
Yeah, it's a great point. I'm going to move straight on because there's so many interesting things you've got to say, and you know how much we love chatting to you, Howard. It doesn't surprise me that you've got loads of technology companies there, obviously. Doesn't surprise me you've got pharma in there. We can talk about that later. Nike? Come on, what's that all about? I do love a great pair of sneakers myself, but why Nike?
Look, I mean, in the fashion industry, of course, if you happen to be luxury brand like LVMH, then you're recession proof. But for mainstream companies like Adidas, Nike, or Under Armour, what we see is the consumer recession, potential recession is pulling back the spending. But what Nike have with them is this direct to consumer relations, not just Nike Plus app, but also this direct to consumer relations, mobilizing all these micro influencer. The e-commerce is taking leaps and bounds. In total, they are the one keep on growing. And of course, it's also diversity of the employees as well. Little known, their CEO is actually coming from eBay and now the chairman of PayPal. So that's the kind of CEO which is required to run a fashion house. You need to be technologically very, very competent.
And that's a good point. I think there are areas where they are quite extraordinary in technology, as indeed are peers like Adidas. But I mean, you know, things like the Alpha Fly and some of their top-end technology in running shoes is quite extraordinary. Let me move on to Pfizer. Pfizer's had a horrible share price performance, as typified yet again by latest data as well. Why are you excited about Pfizer?
Look, the way we assess future readiness for companies, we're really looking at the short-term performance as well as the long run. So, share price come and go, but in the end, it's also the drug pipeline, the therapeutical area they are in, and whether this is an organization continue to able to break through the latest frontier, whether it's diagnostic, prevention, whether it's mRNA platform. So when we measure everything across through 23 variables, well, the hard data showed us Pfizer is actually a very strong candidate alongside with AstraZeneca in the UK.
Howard, let me push back on a couple of things. Microsoft, number one. OpenAI has been a problem for Microsoft this year. The deal that they cut sort of imploded in their face, the fact that they had not tied up a proper takeover here, and yet they didn't change their entire business model to be geared to OpenAI. Now we've got investigations from the likes of the CMA looking at this partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI, thinking it is significant and that maybe they've skirted around regulators by inking this type of deal. Isn't there a problem with the way Microsoft has gone about this growth area around AI?
Well, if you step back a little bit, I think the bigger story, if you're looking into the rise of AI, right? Microsoft has not ever been very strong candidate historically. And over time, what Microsoft have done is beginning to edge up again, a bit by bit against Google Alphabet, right? So today, if you're looking at Google, in terms of AI, they are actually stepping back. I remember a few years back, people are so excited about DeepMind. And today, it becomes a almost scientific curiosity. And what Microsoft has demonstrated beyond just OpenAI is their ability to partner with many startups without just wholly acquire them. I mean, the OpenAI deal is a partnership, and they're into gaming, they're into all these platforms, and the back-end infrastructure, like their cloud computing, really allow them to plug and play. So OpenAI may have some hurdle, but I would imagine it's very easy for them to find another startup and synthesize all these AI capability to bring it to, democratize generative AI to the wider audience.